You have been chosen.
All right, let's get it. Once again, Clifford Bey. All right, so this video is going to be about federal gun laws do not apply to the Union States. All right, federal gun laws do not apply to the Union States. I hope you get that correct. All right, so now I believe we got 3 federal gun laws, right? One under Title 18. That's the Gun Control Act, cited at 18 USC Section 921. And then we got another federal law, right? Which is the National Firearms Act, I believe. What's that, right? NFA, National Firearm Act, which is under Title 26, right? Let's see. Yep. The National Firearms Act is codified in the United States Code at 26 USC Section 5801, all right? And then we got one for the kids, I believe, right? Let me see. Right, the Gun Control Act codified at 18 USCC. No, that's not it, right? Hold on one second. Right? 18 USC Section 922X makes it a federal offense for a juvenile, right, to have a gun. All right, so let's get started. We're going to review these laws and see if it applies to the Union States. If it don't apply to the Union States, that means these laws could be challenged, right? And you can't be convicted under these laws. These laws are not applicable to you if it does not apply to the Union States, right? Now that doesn't mean, you know, you gotta set yourself up. If you're gonna put yourself in a situation, you gotta set yourself up so you'll be able to see where the state act is gonna come from so you could be able to combat it, all right? You gotta be like at least 10 steps ahead. But I'm gonna make it easy for you, all right? Let's get to it. So let's go to the Gun Control Act, right? Now, in order to understand this, you gotta understand how to maintain your sovereignty, all right? And then if you review the criminal courts, the New York State criminal courts video, you will start to understand the procedures of how you could start motioning these courts to find these accusatory instruments defective. Because I believe, like, even though, how should I say this? The criminal procedure law is under New York State. I only did it for New York State, but the principles are still the same throughout, different states. It's just going to be a little bit different. But you got to do your research so you can find it, all right? But under federal law, I think the federal law is more simpler than state law. All right, but let's get to it, all right? Let's get to it. So 18 USC 921, right? Let's go over these terms, right? As used in this chapter, the term person and the term whoever include any individual, corporation, company, association, firm, partnership, society, or joint stock company. See, we got them right here already. The term person doesn't include a natural person. We already know what individual can mean. and they're not being specific of what the term individual mean under this chapter. So when it comes to agencies, individual means under Title V, a United States citizen, but the term state under Title V, it doesn't include a union state. So it's not that type of United States citizen, right? All right, but you want to be non-citizens, U.S. nationals any your way. You don't want to be no type of United States citizen. If anything, we are American citizens or American nationals. All right. I hope you got that clear. All right. So yeah, this term person, it doesn't apply to natural persons. I mean, that's what you are, right? That's what they're gonna call you under a title or under a law that's meant for human beings. All right. So let's see the laws that's meant for human beings or natural persons, right? Once again, consumer law, right? So to make something clear, right? To make it clear, right? So immunity of a foreign state from jurisdiction. So subject to existing international agreements to which the United States is a party at the time of enactment of this act, a foreign state shall be immune from the jurisdiction of the courts of the United States and of the states, except as provided in section 1605 to 1607 of this chapter. Now, 1605 deals with commercial activity. So I forgot to state in my other videos, which I'm gonna add to it, that if you're trying to maintain your sovereignty and you stepping into these courts, do not be mentioning any bonds. Do not try to mention talking about, oh, there's a social security trust. You're representing me as a corporation. You kind of admitting to it being a commercial activity. All right, so you wanna state who you are and then challenge the jurisdiction and let them know what you're not, right? But you ain't gotta say you ain't a corporation. You ain't gotta say all that. You just gotta say you from a foreign state and keep solidifying your identity by expressing yourself pursuant to the First Amendment, right? You want to express yourself. All right, so let's get it. So, reason why I'm going to consumer law, because consumer law deals with commercial activity, right? And that's why under consumer law, right, when you go to state, it includes foreign states, which foreign states is with a lowercase s instead of a capital S, right? When they mention in foreign states, which the union states are a part of the foreign states, right? If you watch my how to maintain your sovereignty video, you will understand this. All right, so if you haven't watched that, please go watch that. All right, let's continue. See, person here means a natural person, right? That's someone of a union state, natural person, or an organization. The rest of the stuff. But when they define in person and you don't see a natural person or a human being, right? Let's go to one USC 8, right? The term person, human being, right? Child or individual, as including born alive infant, right? So even here, a person is considered a human being. So you want to make sure in the title, right, or the statute, when they define a person, it includes you. You are a human being or a natural person, right? So with that being said, let's continue. Let's go to another one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you another one, right? This under New York. New York Consolidated Laws, Penal Law, Section 10. Definition of terms of general use in this chapter, right? Let's go to the term person. Person means a human being, right? But just because the person means a human being here, that doesn't mean it expands to the whole penal law, because uh, some penal law sections don't apply because of the jurisdiction that the state is in. Whenever you see the term this state, then we know something is up. So it's all about the applicability of that subsection. All right. So you gotta look out for that too, the applicability. But in general, right, the term person means this, but due to the applicability and other certain definitions, the certain terms might cause natural persons or human beings to be excluded. All right, you gotta use that discernment. All right, let's continue. All right, so let's go back to 18 USC 921. Right, so we know this person don't apply to us. Now look at this. Right, the term interstate or foreign commerce includes commerce between any place in a state. Right, you see how that state is in capital letters and not a lowercase? That's because it's of a district state and not of a union state. So therefore, this state doesn't include natural persons or human beings, right? So let's go right here. The term state includes the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, and the possessions of the United States. So technically, none of this applies to us. So everything herein, when they talk about all this, yeah, this don't apply. All right, let me see. Let's continue. The term importer means any person, right? If you don't fit the description of person, you're not an importer. If you don't fit the description of person, you're not a manufacturer, right? If you don't fit the description of person, you're not a dealer, right? If you don't fit the description of person, you're not a pawnbroker. If you're not the if you don't fit the description of person, you're not a collector. All right. So just need you to understand that. Fugitive from justice, right? If you don't fit the description of person, right? Or if you don't fit if you don't fall in within the jurisdiction of this state, how can you be this, right? So these are things you need to understand. You gotta know how to read the law, right? Because they do a lot of connotative language. All right, so yeah, I just broke down this gun law, the Gun Control Act, don't apply to union states, right? Because you gotta fit this description of person, and you gotta be within this state jurisdiction, which is a district state, right? This state right here doesn't include union states. So with that being said, we don't fit the description, all right? So we got that straight. This the Gun Control Act, it don't apply to us. All right, let's go on to national uh what is the National Fire let me see, right? The National Firearms Act, right? 26 USC 5801, right? All right, let's go to that. See what's going on, right? All right, hold on. Set chapter 53. Let me just open that up. All right, so machine guns, destructive devices, and certain other firearms. Now, if you if you watch my how to maintain your sovereignty video, you'll understand that Title 26 don't apply to the Union States, right? Because I already showed you some of the definitions within it. Now, if you got a corporation, yeah, that's excuse me. If you buying guns under a corporation, I mean, if the corporation owned the gun, I mean, then it got to be registered. But if you own the gun, then nah, this chapter don't apply to you, right? Because it only applied to the District of Columbia, right? Which is right here. So the term person, right? An individual, a trust, an estate, partnership. association, company, or corporation. Now you probably thinking, well, nah, we ain't even gonna talk about that. All right. So with that being said, right, let's go to the United States. Right here. Now this only includes the District of Columbia, right? Because state is defined as only the District of Columbia. Now let's define persons further within the chapter, right? Which I probably, right? Person defined in Title 26, right? So the term person, as used in this chapter, includes an officer or employee of a corporation, or a member or employee of a partnership, who as such officer, employee, or member is under a duty to perform the act in respect of which the violation occurs. So if you're not an employee or officer of a corporation, then this don't apply to you. But however, let's look up the term employee. Just to get that out the way, right? Employee is defined in two sections. It's defined right here. Employee. For the purpose of applying this provision, right, with respect to group term life insurance purchase for employees, for the purpose of applying the provision of section 104, 105, and 106 with respect to accident and health insurance or accident health plans, for the purpose of applying the provisions of subtitle A with respect to contributions to or under a stock bonus pension, profit sharing, or annuity plan, and with respect to distributions under such a plan or by a trust forming part of such a plan, for the purpose of applying section 125 with respect to cafeteria plans, the term employee shall include a full-time life insurance salesman who is considered an employee for the purpose of chapter 21. Yeah, that joint mad confusing, but we gonna break it down anyway. But we also could go to this definition too, right? 26 USC, right? 3401C, right? 3401. So you got wages, you go down further down, right? Got employer and employee. For the purpose of this chapter, the term employee includes an officer, employee, or elected official of the United States, a state, or any political subdivision thereof, or the District of Columbia, or any agency or instrumentality of any one or more of the foregoing. The term employee also includes an officer of a corporation, right? Like I said, if you're buying guns under a corporation, or if a corporation own guns and all that, or if you operate under a corporation, then yes, the gun laws do apply to you. But if you're not operating under a corporation, it's to my belief that the gun laws don't apply to you, right? And we already know what the United States means, right? And we already know what a state means, right? All right, let's look at employer. Actually, I still feel like, hold on, you know what? Even if you do have a corporation, the gun laws still don't apply to you. Because, let's look at this, right? For the purpose of this chapter, the term employer means the person for whom an individual performs or perform any service or whatsoever nature as an employee of such person, right? So in order to be an employee, you got to be an officer, employee, or elected official of the United States, which the United States is considered, you got to be a District of Columbia, right? But in order to be an employer, right, you got to be performing such services or whatever nature for such employee. So you're not in no relationship with any employee defined under this title. So you can't be an employer either, right? So with that being said, sure, this about to turn into an income tax video. All right, let's continue, right? Title 26. Let's look up some more definitions. So we already know what that means, right? All right, general provisions and exceptions, right? Definitions. So the term transfer and the various derivatives of such word shall include selling, assigning. All right, now we ain't gonna go with that. We ain't gonna. All right, so dealer, right? Means any person. We already know we're not that person, right? Person is defined already. No, we're not that person, right? Because we already defined person. We're not this person either, right? Because we already defined that person. All right. Let's look up some more. So you can't be an employee here, right? Because we already know what employee means. So this section right here of person don't apply to you, right? Because we know what employee means. All right, let's look up the term person right here. The term person that's used in this subchapter. Oh no, but this is a different subchapter actually. The gun laws is from 58 and forward, so we're not even gonna define this person. We trying to look 58 and after. All right, so 6103. All right, let me see. What's this right here? All right, so here's what state means. Any of the 50 states, but that's a capital S, so you know they playing tricks. The District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, all right, and all that, blah, blah. All right, so this is a district state. They talking about the district states, all right? Whenever you see that capital S, it's not a foreign state. Remember, the union states are foreign, so they could try to use all their tricks all they want, all right? Now, I almost got a little confused with the definition of commonwealth, right? So I typed in Google commonwealth just to make sure. So with that being said, right, this is what I found. So commonwealth, the term literally meant commonwealth being in the 17th century. The definition of commonwealth expanded from its original sense of public welfare or commonweal to mean a state in which the supreme power is vested in the people, a republic or a democratic state, right? So with that mean, it could mean a union state, but however, it doesn't mean a union state, all right? As of right here, right? Is a union state considered a commonwealth? No, a union state is not automatically considered a commonwealth. While some states in the United States are officially called commonwealths, like Kentucky, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Virginia, this is just a title and their official names and does not change their legal status as states, meaning there is no practical difference between a commonwealth state and any other state in the union, all right? Right? So, a political community established for the common good, right? So, a union state is not considered a commonwealth, right? even though we have commonwealths as union states. That's good to know. All right. I don't know. I think this is gonna be a short video. Yeah. So do Title 26, the National Firearms Act, apply to you or to union states? No, it doesn't. Unless you could show me the definition of a definition of person state that's applicable to the union states, and then we're in agreement. But till then, if you find a state and it has a capital S, right, for its definition, then it's not a part of the union state. That's a district state. All right. So if there's anything I missed, please feel free to email me or leave a comment because I don't know. It's time to get our guns up, I guess. Oh, another thing. Now, state laws is different than federal laws. All right. So just because federal laws don't apply to you, that doesn't mean there's not any actually legit state laws. But nonetheless, in New York, I know there's really not no legit state laws, right? But the way they got it worded, so much like for instance, under the penal law, right? The term person means a human being. So if they use the term person within a gun law, right? It actually could apply to a human being. But they still got to operate under the criminal procedure law, which apply only to district state legislative courts. All the criminal courts in New York State are legislative courts. So in order to charge a New Yorker for a gun charge, they got to drag you into a legislative court, which yeah, they're gonna get bodied. You feel me? There's no way they could operate, you know, constitutionally out of a legislative court, whether they enforcing the gun laws or not. There's no injured party. You feel me? There's no Union State citizen for them to how should I say invoke state rights, the Union State authority or Union State laws, right? There must be a Union State citizen for them to evoke Union State laws. They got to be acting on the behalf of a Union State citizen, right? Which gun laws they not. That's in any state. If you get caught with a gun, they're not acting on the behalf of a Union State citizen. Right? There's no injured party. That's just like with traffic tickets. There's no injured party, all right? So my thing is, right, if if you all gonna go through this, yeah, I mean, why not? Order cases of the judges, right? Get their oaths. Order cases of the judges, right? Order cases of the district attorneys, the assistant district attorneys get their oaths, and see what kind of cases they've been operating under the color of law and disqualify them. Yeah, why not? Because if they get disqualified, they can't charge you. Yeah, and you probably could sue for the good of the people. Yeah, why not, right? We have a right to act as an attorney general for the union state when a representative of government is not acting within their authority. Yeah, so yeah, we could do that. You feel me? Why not? So before you even start to do something, yeah, why not get the oaths? Do your little audit first, and then get your guns up. Why not? Well, I mean, that's what I would do. Or maybe not. Wink, wink. Just be strategic and always be like 10 steps ahead. You don't want to get caught up or nothing, right? All right, so just know, like, these gun laws really don't apply, man. Yeah, so we gotta learn how to defend ourselves because next year it might get brutal. So this information definitely gonna be needed. All right, and I don't know. I think I explained everything. So, right, the Gun Control Act don't apply to Union State citizens or nationals, non-citizen nationals, right? And the National Firearms Act don't apply to Union State citizens or nationals or non-citizen nationals, whatever you want to be, right? You know these laws don't apply to you. So, yeah, handle your business, all right? Uh, I'm gonna conclude there. This was a very short video, and know who you are, right? Stay vigilant and prosper. Love and peace. One.